Okay, hello. Alright, so we're starting round one here. Looks like he kept... I don't think this hand is very great because we don't have a 2-mana enabler. But I think it's too good to mold. So I'm going to keep this. Alright, so it looks like we're up against Temur here. Play this. That's kind of an unfortunate draw. They really get worse in multiples. Okay, no 2-drop. Alright. I'd really liked 2-mana artifact there to start ramping into this Herald. Whirler here. Not the best. Alright. So we got a choice here. We can hold up Rebuke in case he plays Hydra or something. Probably the correct play since I don't think this hand really beats a Hydra. Not in the best spot here. I think we'll just ship the turn. Saving his energy, so I assume that he does have a Hydra. Otherwise, I think he would go more aggressive into it. Tunes and ships the turn. Alright, now we're going to play map and ship the turn right back. Next turn we can progress the board and play a Harvester here. We really want to keep up Rebuke mana, I think. And we'll play Harvester with counter backup and then drop the big bad Herald after that. Card is just so hard for Temur to deal with. Makes him forced to have that Harness Lightning, otherwise the card just takes over the game in this matchup. Bristling Hydra. Yep, can't let that happen. Unless he's got the Pierce, that would be brutal. Okay. Another Fatal Push isn't great here. I do have the option to map and take out that Virtuoso. I just don't think it's correct right now. In response to one of his energy creatures, I probably will end up doing it. Maybe like killing 2 creatures off here. Okay. Falling to 13. Ugh. Not the best. But I can kill it. And I think I probably should. That Bristling Hydra is going to take over the game here. I think I'm going to use the double Fatal Push to get around it here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Still allows me to play Herald next turn. And... oh, I was going to say this drains his energy to the point where Harness Lightning doesn't kill Herald, but it still will. And he could Harness Lightning to save his Bristling Hydra. Which I think we're okay with. because then it's not being used on our Herald. Yep. Let's see if he has it. Alright, so suppose we'll get Mountain here. Try to hit Bristling Hydra here. Not usually the thing we want to be doing 2-for-1ing ourselves, but I think this Herald can take over the game if we get that Harness Lightning out of his hand. Okay, we're really going to want some token energy so we can block that. It's an unfortunate draw. Alright. Herald. Yeah, now if he has another Harness Lightning, I think we're just dead. I think you gotta risk it here. Okay, discards Magma Spray. It's a pretty useless card here. Rogue Refiners thinks it is pretty okay. Gotta take this. Alright, so that was a great draw. So that's essentially free here. So he definitely doesn't have a Harness Lightning, otherwise he would have played it. So I'm wondering what he would keep in hand. 7. So we can just go second Herald. Doesn't seem great, to be honest. Think we're just going to play another Harvester here and say go. Really lock up the ground here. Yep. Next turn we'll get the double Herald. Alright. He's holding the land, probably holding some other good card. This card really is the main reason to play this deck. It's just an all-star. So if he just attacks with this... Oh. Is this the God of Scarabs? Glorybringer. That's actually not that bad right now. Because with the vehicles, it really puts a damper on Glorybringer's plans here. I'll be interested for his attacks here. Okay. So he's exerting, presumably killing the servo. Just those two, eh? 4 to this. Okay. I don't think that play is very good on his part, because I'm almost for sure crewing up both the vehicles. And then he's just exerting for what looks to be no reason. And I don't think I'm really afraid of that, so I think I'm going to crew them both and then double block here. So he can only pump once. He only has one blue open. So he can't kill both. This is actually going to work out pretty well. All right. I'm really surprised. I think that was a bit of a blunder on our opponent's part. We're going to go like this. Doesn't make sense for him to really use energy right now. So we're going to lifelink them both. Now we actually gain life on this exchange and only lose one harvester. I think I'm cool with that. Okay. I like this. Okay. So, another good draw, I think. So we're going to play this again because it's essentially free. Okay. So we're for sure going to tap this. So that's 4, 3 more mana. I think we have no choice. We can't leave our mana open, which I think is fine. Okay. I can even see a world where I think we have to start getting aggressive here. He's going to be handless, so he's just living off the top of his deck. Maybe even attacking for 8 here. Because what's the worst he can do? He can make a token, and he had 5, 6, 7 power. Let's say he plays a Glorybringer for 11 damage, and we're going to 12. And this puts him on his back foot. I kind of like it. Yep, we're going to do it. If he plays another Glorybringer, it would kind of suck, but I think we're still fine here. Alright, so we're going to attack for 8, put him down to 12. Then we can present lethal next turn with these 3 creatures. Force him to try to make a token, and then we can use this ability 2 times to kill the token. So I think we have him dead next turn. He was holding the Essence Scatter. That makes sense why I didn't play anything. I think he has to top deck a Harness Lightning or something. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Okay. So that played out pretty well. So for Temur, we don't really want to sideboard too much and take away the integrity of what the deck's actually doing. We definitely don't want Scroungers. They're definitely for only control. The Sorcery Spyglass doesn't seem very good. I mean, we could name Bristling Hydra, which I think is actually pretty nice. We can name Scarab God, so maybe this card actually is decent. Alright, Tezzeret's Touch, I feel is not very good. I think this is more for the mono red matchup. Kingpin's very good at holding off the early Cubs from snowballing out of control. Kind of thinking Pia doesn't seem very great. Don't think we want to touch any of this. It's too powerful. We're going to be on the draw, so Metallic Rebook. It's a little rough, but we still need to have an answer for that turn 3 or 4 Bristling Hydra. We need all our Fatal Pushes being on the draw to stop the turn 2 Servant or the turn 2 Longtusk Cub. So I think really our only option is Harvester or Pia. And Harvester did do some great work, but it's really not that great. But I think it is better than Pia. So we're going to take that out. And we can think about negates, depending on if we think that they're going to be confiscation cooing us. Which is a big deal, but I mean, we already have 4 main deck ways to deal with that. That I don't think we want them here. Yeah, because we don't want our hand to be filled with negates when they're just beating us down with creatures, or we're not going to last too long. Alright, let's give this a shot. Okay, so we got that Spyglass here. That could end up being pretty huge. But overall, this is a great hand. I mean, we need black, but seems fine. Got a more aggressive start than we did for the last game here. Our opponent's mulliganing to 6. Alright, so he kept... Alright, start here with a Spire Bluff. Prismatic Prisms are huge here. Fixing the mana and progressing your Improvise. Really great cards. So if we top deck a land here, which we did, that's a conditional land though. I was going to say we want to lead off with Servo Schematics so that we can threaten a Thopterist next turn. But for sure playing this, I still think it's the correct play. Yeah, we're going to start off with this. Getting the most artifacts on the board seems like the most impactful play right now. Now we can hold up Rebuke with just 1 mana, which I think is pretty huge. We don't care too much about his 3-drops right now, but we do care about his 4s. So we're going to want to leave Metallic Rebuke open. Not a good draw. Not a good draw. Really wanted an untap land so we could progress our board as well here. But sets us up for a nice turn next turn. So we're just going to say go, holding up Rebuke. I highly doubt he's just going to slam a Hydra with open mana, but Rebuke's kind of a card that people don't think about as much. Like you represent 2 mana, you know, you think they have an Engate, you know, they have an Essence Scatter or something like that. Maybe it's just me who walks into Metallic Rebukes on the time. Okay, so search for a mountain. You know, I think this is a bit of a problem, because we can Spyglass the other one. I think we are going to counter this here. He already has so much energy that those tokens could get out of hand, even though I'm essentially a better token deck. But now we can do some silly things if we top deck a land. Yeah, that's still pretty good. Okay, so I think the play here is just Thopterist. Card's too good. There is some warrant to thinking maybe we want Spyglass, so he can't immediately activate, but I don't even think we're that afraid of a Bristling Hydra right now. So, yeah, we're just going to cast the Thopterist. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now, the nice thing about the Thopterist, it puts a body into play that you can actually block with. This deck really doesn't want to trade away like 2 of their tokens to block a Rogue Refiner, because you need these tokens to ramp into your Heralds. But Maverick is just a perfect body to throw in front because it loses its value once it comes into play. Mr. Bristling Hydra. Okay, so now we get to do Herald, which I think is going to be huge, because even if he deals with the first one, the one card we're really afraid of here is Confiscation Coup, though. There's just really no way around it except looking at the Spyglass, and maybe that's the play here, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, we can do both. Yep, I think I'm going to do that. Because he has to make a choice now to activate Bristling Hydra right now, otherwise he could lose the ability, you know, more than likely that's going to be my target. But he could have, like, the Scarab God, which I don't think is more threatening right now. Okay, so he doesn't have Confiscation Coup, so this is huge. Whirler Virtuoso is annoying, but I don't think its annoyance is enough to not want to shut down Bristling Hydra. Shutting down Bristling Hydra when it's at a 4-3 is huge right now. Being able to actually block with Herald without threatening the Herald losing is a pretty big game. Bristling Hydra. Okay, so that's locked down. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we're dropping the Herald here. God, what do you discard from his spot? I do not envy his position right now. So that would be a tough discard. Okay, so he's choosing to chain together Glorybringers to help him win this game. The thing about that, though, it's not that great of a plant. Ooh, he played that Mountain. I think that was a big mistake right there, because now he's going to have to discard. So right here, I mean, if he attacks without exerting, I just block. Well, I guess he does get to get in 8 damage here, because I don't want to block with my Herald. You just saw the writing on the wall here. Yeah, so I think the deck worked out pretty well. I think this card is actually very good against Temur, but other than that, I don't think we want to sideboard much against Temur, but